YouTube, what it do? One more episode for you. I just wanted to give a lot of my cats out there, a lot of my high value brothers, uh, a lot of my brothers, period, in general. Um, just want to give you the experience that I'm getting currently from black women out here in this sphere. Because really most of them they not in the sphere. The ones that are in the sphere, they pretty much know what it is. The ones that's not, because I'm going to other channels and posting my thoughts or preferences, especially channel. Kendra G's channel. Um, Boy, them women over there toxic. They toxic. Like, I'm 37 years old, right? I just got a divorce, right? And shout out to Kevin Samuels, man, because Kevin Samuels woke me up. Prior to me getting married, I was red pill. I grew up red pill because I saw what my mother did, just watching her actions and her moves. So I grew up red pill. And prior to me getting married, never had a long-term relationship because I always vetted them. And there was one that I did vet, and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. There was a level of disrespect that was shown, and I didn't leave. Always left, never came back. I left, and I came back, and got sucked in. Got sucked into her, man. I can't even lie, bruh. And over the 12 years that we were together, 10 years of marriage, the disrespect got worse and worse and worse. The level of appreciation for what I was doing as a man got lower and lower. That's why I will tell you this: if they disrespect you, leave and never go back. Once I did get married, I got into the Bible pill, which I'm a Christian. I don't do everything right, but the Bible is the right way to do things. But if you do not vet that woman properly, it'll come back to haunt you, because you're trying to do what the Bible says, but the only way that'll work is if that woman respects you. If she doesn't, it'll just get worse and worse. So the only reason it went from 1 year of marriage to 12 years or 10 years, because I was trying to do the right thing. Because God says he hates divorce. But there's a certain point where, man, they don't believe nothing in that Bible. Because if they did, it's certain things they wouldn't do or say to you. And at that point, you gotta just do what you gotta do. And that's why I shout out Kevin Samuels for that. Because Kevin helped me to realize my worth. I went to a point with this woman where, when I married her, I was broke. I ain't know what I was gonna do. I was broke. And what happened was, I had gotten to a space where I had to move in her place, use her car to get around. And because I'm just a productive dude, I got on my feet real quick. But because I used her, because well, that's what I felt, because I'm a good dude. And I used her for what I needed, which is what women do all the time. Women do this for a living. And because I did that one time, I felt guilty. And because I felt guilty, I married her. And 10 years later, I've made myself from broke to six-figure nigga. Real quick. Six-figure nigga. From broke to six-figure nigga. And a level of disrespect and adoration, admiration, appreciation got lower and lower. So I had to shoot out. That's how it is, man. And I'm making these videos to try and make these younger men understand. Man, you can't give them an inch. Do not give them an inch. If they disrespect you, period, leave. It'll be better for you in the end. Because all I got from these 10 years was heartache, pain. Especially when they understand you're a God-fearing man and you don't believe in divorce. They believe. Well, they know. They know because you believe in that Bible that they can pretty much treat you any kind of way and you'll put up with it because you know God hates divorce. He does. But I think he understands the vetting process, how it is out here, and he's not going to blame you if you get a divorce because you did not marry a wife. You married a woman. You ain't married no wife. You just got to have a better vetting process, man. And you got to be cold with them. The problem is when you cold with them, it will X you out of a lot of vagina. So you just got to be okay with that, man. Just because you ain't getting vagina don't mean you not a man. Vetting process is serious, dog. Especially when you really trying to find a wife. And if you ain't looking for a wife, man, do what you do. Even if you are looking for a wife, I would suggest that if they give you one sign of, man, if there's nothing on your checklist that they don't check off, treat them as such. But anyway, now that I done got this divorce, right? And I done got in these other spaces where I'm trying to give my preference of what I want because I know what I can get now. I mean, I'm pulling them. 18 to, well, I'll just say like for now. I mean, since I've started, it's been about 6 months. 18 to 22. I mean, even the women that I'm talking to, 18 to 22. There's been a couple of 27, 30-year-olds. They all have children, multiple children. Even a couple of the 22-year-olds I done pulled, they got children. And I'm like, oh my God. And then when I do ask them these questions, what does your children's father do? He's in jail. He sold drugs. It's amazing, bro. It's amazing to me, man. Now, even when I was young, I was pulling. I was always pulling, and I had a rotation. And I treated it as such. But I was at least smart enough to wear a rubber. So I would never get in that situation to where, it's coming back to bite me now. To where they getting all my money out of child support. I understood that because my pops dealt with it. But that's because my mother decided to divorce my pops. Like, they were together. They had a family. My mother chose to leave because she ain't want to be told what to do. Least of all by no man. Ain't no man finna tell me what to do. But now that I'm putting my preference out there, well, I'm not putting my preference out there. I'm trying to, during any conversations or anything that I see, in the YouTube sphere that I may post my thoughts about it. Get shamed. Sign language automatically in a spot. Black women. All black women, unfortunately, because I like black women. I love black women. Never dated outside my race before. But it looked like I might have to. Because when you give them your preference, they don't like that. Now, it's like, okay, what is a cougar? And what is a pedophile? A cougar is a black woman that in her older age, she can pull young dudes. You heard that, right? That's a cougar. We all know what cougars are. They call them cougars. That's like a term of endearment for women. So if you're an older woman that can pull younger men, that's praised. That's a good thing. So you can be 45 years old and you can be with a 20-year-old man. You can be a 45-year-old woman. And if you can pull a 20-year-old man, that's a good thing. But if you're a 37-year-old man, like myself, and you can pull an 18-year-old woman, I'm immature. I'm a pedophile. I've actually had women call me pedophiles. I'm a pedophile? But if a woman does the same thing I'm doing, she's a cougar? She's not a pedophile. She's a cougar. I'm a pedophile. Even though it's legal. This is all legal. This is 18 years old. And I mean, they legal. They're legal to make their own choices. They are women. How many of these women, even before they get out their house, they 15, 16, having children, calling themselves strong, black, independent woman? But you know who I get the shaming language from? 30-year-old women. Oh, you want a girl that's fresh out of high school? Hold up. When you were fresh out of high school, you were a woman. And you could do whatever you wanted to do, right? But now that you're 30 and I don't want you. Because you're too old. I'm 37. I mean, if I'm pulling an 18-year-old, at least I can guarantee that her body count is lower than yours. Then they want to shame us for that. Because they think they can roam around the world like men and have body counts as high as ours and think that that's respectable to a man. It's not. We don't respect that. It's different for us. It's different. So I just want to let a lot of you cats know, if you keep your head down, get your money up, and then you look up when you in your 30s, man, Kevin Samuels ain't lying, bruh. All kind of women start to hollering at you. Especially if you're attractive. You know, like I happen to be. Telling you, dog, it's real, man. And the only thing I can tell you is don't let the shaming language get to you. Because, of course, they always going to shame you. But those are the ones that want you. Or even if you're not their cup of tea, that lets them know that there are black men out here that are in their age range. But we did everything right. And because we did everything right, and now we're able to pull our preference, they don't like that. Because when they were in their younger teens, 20s, they can get whatever dude they want. They have their preference. The world is their oyster. But bro, when we get in our 30s, the world is our oyster. And then when they get in their 30s, it ain't like that no more. Not for them. That's why they give you the shaming language. You should date a woman, or you should date a woman in your age range. What is my age range? That's what I want to know. What is my age range when an 18-year-old talks to me? Like I know these women's age when I go and talk to them and like get their number. I knew she was 18, right? Nah, I get the number, go about my business. About a week later, I call her. How old are you? 18. Cool. I'm 37. You don't have no issues with that, huh? No. Okay, then. All right, cool. You grown, I'm grown. I'm not immature. I know what I want. When a woman knows what she wants, they say they're supposed to play around in their 20s to find what they want or to figure themselves out. Man, I knew who I was when I was a young man. I knew who I was when I was 13 or 14, and I knew what I wanted. And if I didn't find it, I played it as such, like most men do. And then they wonder why in their younger years they get messed over. Because we see how you're playing the game. You don't want no husband. You ain't looking for no relationship. You riding a cock carousel. Well, cool. We'll let you do that. And if you wasn't that way, you should have carried yourself a different way to pull a man that was ready and knew what he wanted. Most of us, we know what we want, but we know we can't really retain until we get a certain age. Women can get what they want and retain when they're young, but they can retain a young man, but it's not really what they want, so they move about life a certain way. But I don't know if most of them don't understand that the only thing that you're really going to get what you want as a younger woman is to deal with an older man. Older men already, we on our purpose. We getting our money. We have certain things set up already for a family to where you could just move in and ride with it. But they looking at younger dudes, and it's always D-boys. I like drug dealers. I like scammers. Scammers and drug dealers, and then you'll take the 9 to 5 third. 1, 2, 3, you got scammers and drug dealers at the 1 and the 2, and then you wonder why you get treated like you get treated when you're young. I was never a drug dealer, but I knew it was a lot of women that passed over me, even though they thought I was attractive, because I didn't have money. Well, you stupid if you think you're 19, 20 years old and you're going to find another 19 or 20-year-old man that has money that's not doing it the legal way. If he is, that's great. That's wonderful. Do your thing. But y'all know most of the time that's not the truth. So for men, keep your head down, man. Don't have no babies. Wait until you're about 30. And then look up and see what you got around you, because then the world is your oyster. I mean, you can get women older, you can get women younger. You're gonna find out you don't want women older than you, because most women, by the time they 30, they ran through and their body count is so high that they can't pair bond with a man. And women don't understand that. Women just go for shame. They just pull the sign language on you because you're 37 and you're looking at an 18-year-old. And the first thing that pops up in their nothing pops up in their head. It pops up in their heart. Oh, my feelings are hurt. You should date a woman 30. Man, whatever. Not how black women moving these days. I gotta get her while she's young, while her body count is low. But I don't think they ever consider that. That's why you always get shaming language from them. So from now on, just man, don't even worry about it, bro. Just know you're gonna get it. They're going to call you immature. They're going to call you a pedophile. They're going to call you all kind of things. Even some of the young ones that come through that's not smart enough to know what life is about, they'll call you a creep, this and that. I wouldn't deal with you. You're a creep. Whatever, man. I hate old men staring at me. I don't stare at nobody. They stare at me. That's a choosing signal. So if they choosing me and I go holler at them and they happen to be 18, I don't stare at women. I don't have to. I give you a glance when you look good to see if you checking me out. If not, cool. But for a young woman to bring that up, I don't like old men staring at me. Well, I don't know about them, but I ain't. Whatever. It is what it is. Just keep your game tight. If you're young, keep your head down and look up, and you'll be able to pretty much choose what you want. And if you older, like me, if you my age, man, don't let women shame you from dating younger women. Because that's what they all gonna do. Peace.